Cristiano Ronaldo is not just a footballer. He is a billion-dollar phenomenon, a man with 5 Ballon d'Or awards, 5 Champions League titles, over 800 career goals, and more than 600 million followers, making him the most followed human on the planet. But behind the private jets, the mansions, the supercars, and the global influence lies a story that started in a tiny home on a small island in Portugal, a place where money was scarce, where opportunities were almost non-existent, and where a skinny boy dreamed of something so far out of reach, most people laughed at him. Today, Ronaldo stands as one of the richest athletes in history, a global brand known as CR7, with businesses, hotels, fashion lines, endorsements, and a digital empire worth hundreds of millions. But the real question is, how did this boy from Madeira turn himself into one of the greatest personal empires the world has ever seen? This is the rise of Cristiano Ronaldo's empire. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born on February 5, 1985 on the small, quiet island of Madeira, Portugal, far away from fame, far away from wealth, and even farther from the billion-dollar empire he would one day build. His family lived in a tiny home where every day was a struggle to make ends meet. His mother worked as a cook. His father served as a gardener and kit man at the local football club. There was no luxury, no comfort, just survival. From an early age, Ronaldo was different. While other children played for fun, he played with purpose. He cried when he lost. He trained alone on the streets, using the walls as teammates. And he ran, constantly, because running made him feel free from the hardships surrounding him. Teachers called him too emotional. Coaches said he was too skinny. But nothing could stop the fire that was growing inside him. Every single day, the young Cristiano repeated one sentence to anyone who would listen. One day, I will be the best in the world. Most people smiled politely, some laughed, but Ronaldo wasn't joking. His hunger, his dedication, and his belief became the foundation of the empire he would one day build. At just 12 years old, he would make a decision that would change everything. At just 12 years old, Cristiano Ronaldo made the boldest decision of his life. He left his family, his island, and everything familiar to chase a dream in mainland Portugal at the Sporting CP Academy. For most kids, moving to a new school is hard. For Ronaldo, it was a complete life reset. New city, new people, no family, no comfort. Just football and pressure. He lived in a small dorm with other academy players, often crying at night from homesickness. But every morning he woke up determined. Where others trained for an hour, he trained for 2. Where others took breaks, he stayed on the field. His speed, his footwork, his confidence, everything began to evolve rapidly. But the journey wasn't smooth. He faced bullying from older players, struggled academically, and even battled a heart condition at 15 that required surgery. Most would have quit. Ronaldo pushed harder. By 16, he was playing with Sporting's first team. By 17, he was dominating older professionals. And then came the match that changed football history. In August 2003, Sporting CP played a friendly against Manchester United. Ronaldo was unstoppable. Stepovers, speed bursts, precision. United's defenders couldn't touch him. On the sidelines, Sir Alex Ferguson watched with disbelief. After the game, United players begged their coach, "Boss, you have to sign this kid." Within days, the deal was done. Cristiano Ronaldo became the first Portuguese player in Manchester United's storied history. He arrived in England as a thin teenager with braces, messy hair, and no English. But inside him was a fire that no one could see coming. This wasn't just a transfer. It was the birth of a global phenomenon. When Cristiano Ronaldo arrived at Manchester United, he wasn't a superstar. He was a thin teenager with raw talent, wild stepovers, and an ambition far bigger than his body. But under the guidance of Sir Alex Ferguson, everything was about to change. United's training sessions were intense. The Premier League was physical, fast, ruthless. Many young players struggled to adapt. Ronaldo didn't struggle, he evolved. Every single day he stayed after training, practicing free kicks, dribbling, body strength, and finishing. Teammates joked that he lived in the gym. He embraced contact, built muscle, and transformed his physique into a machine built for dominance. Slowly, the world began noticing something special. He wasn't just entertaining crowds with flashy skills anymore. He was becoming effective, clinical, and unstoppable. Between 2006 and 2009, Ronaldo exploded into global fame. He won 3 Premier League titles, the UEFA Champions League, his first Ballon d'Or, the European Golden Shoe. He became the face of Manchester United and one of the most recognizable athletes on earth. But what most people didn't see was what was happening behind the scenes. Ronaldo was carefully shaping his identity. The iconic haircut, the signature Siu celebration, the intense work ethic, the sculpted physique, the perfect media interviews. He was turning himself into a brand. By the time Real Madrid came calling in 2009 with a world record transfer fee, Ronaldo wasn't just a football star anymore. He was an international icon. The next chapter of his empire was waiting in Spain. When Cristiano Ronaldo arrived at Real Madrid in 2009, 2009. He wasn't just changing clubs. He was stepping onto the biggest stage in world football. The pressure was enormous. The expectations were impossible. But something else was happening, something far more important for the empire he would one day build. Ronaldo began thinking beyond football. He understood that fame is temporary, careers end, but a brand can last forever. At Madrid, he wasn't just scoring goals. He was studying the business side of global sport. He watched how legends like David Beckham built influence. He learned how sponsorships worked, how interviews shaped public image, and how every moment in front of a camera had financial impact. He surrounded himself with experts, agents, brand strategists, publicists, fitness coaches, financial advisors, and legal teams. Ronaldo wasn't relying on talent alone. He was building an infrastructure, a team designed to turn him into a global product. And he understood one thing better than any athlete of his generation. If I take care of my body will take care of my future. He trained with scientific precision. He controlled his diet, his sleep, his recovery. He became an athlete built for decades, not years. This discipline didn't just improve his performance, it became his identity. And that identity became marketable. Sponsors saw him as more than a footballer. He was a symbol of perfection, hard work, fitness, style, excellence. This was the moment Cristiano Ronaldo stopped being just a player and started becoming a brand. The business empire was forming, and soon it would explode. Cristiano Ronaldo's transformation into a global brand didn't happen overnight. It happened piece by piece, brick by brick, built with the same intensity he brought to the pitch. The first major step was CR7. Those two letters and one number, a simple combination. But in Ronaldo's hands, it became a symbol, a lifestyle, a statement, a signature. CR7 started with something small, underwear. Then it expanded to shoes, then shirts, then denim, then fragrances. Ronaldo wasn't just selling products. He was selling a version of himself. Confidence, ambition, excellence, and the world wanted it. But he didn't stop with fashion. He built Pistana CR7 hotels designed around the idea of the athlete lifestyle. Clean, modern, luxurious spaces that mirrored the discipline he lived by. From Madeira to Lisbon to Madrid to New York. Each location was another flag planted in the global market. Ronaldo wasn't just becoming a household name. He was becoming a business ecosystem. Then came endorsements. Nike Clear, Herbalife, Tag Heuer, and dozens more. Brands weren't choosing Ronaldo for fame. They were choosing him for reliability. He wasn't controversial. He wasn't inconsistent. He represented stability, focus, and results. And there's something powerful about that. In a world where celebrities rise and fall overnight, Cristiano remained a constant. But the real genius? He reinvested. He bought real estate. He built gyms. He invested in technology. He became part owner of businesses. He designed an empire with multiple income streams, all strong enough to survive long after football. Step by step, the athlete became a CEO. The footballer became an entrepreneur. Cristiano Ronaldo became a global institution, and the empire was still growing. 1. Endorsements. Ronaldo became one of the most sought-after faces in sports marketing. He signed massive deals with Nike, a lifetime contract worth over $1 billion, Clear Shampoo, Herbalife Nutrition, Armani Clothing and Fragrances, Tag Heuer watches. He wasn't just endorsing products, he was carefully aligning with brands that reflected his lifestyle, creating credibility and prestige. 2. CR7 brand. In 2013, Ronaldo launched CR7, his personal lifestyle brand. CR7 clothing and footwear, fashion forward and premium CR7 underwear, sold worldwide. CR7 fragrances, signature scents for men and women. CR7 eyewear, style meets luxury. The genius was in branding himself as a premium product. CR7 wasn't just a logo, it was a symbol of excellence, fitness, and aspiration. 3. Hotels and real estate. Ronaldo invested heavily in real estate and hospitality. Pistana CR7 hotels in Lisbon, Madrid, New York, and Marrakech, luxury apartments in Lisbon and Turin, multi-million-dollar penthouses with personalized design. The hotels reflect his lifestyle philosophy, fitness, luxury, and attention to detail. Guests experienced the world through Ronaldo's brand. 4. Fitness and wellness. Ronaldo turned his obsession with fitness into a business. CR7 fitness gyms, premium gyms worldwide, nutrition and wellness partnerships, fitness books, and digital content. Every aspect of his life, training, diet, lifestyle, was now monetized. 5. Social media empire. Ronaldo became the most followed human on earth across Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Millions of followers equals millions in influence. A single Instagram post can earn over $1 million. Social media wasn't just marketing, it was a digital kingdom, extending his brand globally. By now, Ronaldo's empire had multiple pillars: football excellence endorsements, CR7 products, hotels and real estate, fitness and wellness, social media influence. He had mastered the art of monetizing fame, turning himself into a billion-dollar brand, CR7. By the mid-2010s, Cristiano Ronaldo had become more than a footballer. He had become a global icon. On the pitch, his achievements were staggering. 5 Ballon d'Or awards, cementing him as one of the greatest players of all time. Over 800 career goals for club and country, 5 UEFA Champions League titles, dominating Europe year after year, leading Portugal to Euro 2016 glory, giving his country its first major international trophy off the pitch. His influence was just as impressive. Forbes consistently ranked him as the highest paid athlete in the world. Endorsement deals, business ventures, and social media presence skyrocketed his net worth to over $500 million, eventually crossing $1 billion in career earnings. Global recognition made him not just a sports star, but a cultural phenomenon. Ronaldo's name now carries weight beyond football. He influences fashion, fitness, social media, and marketing trends. Companies, brands, and even governments recognize the power of CR7. He wasn't just setting records on the field, he was setting standards for athletes everywhere. Cristiano Ronaldo had transformed himself into a living, breathing global brand, one that inspires millions, dominates headlines, and generates billions in value. Even the greatest empires face storms, and Ronaldo's was no exception. In Spain, he faced intense scrutiny from the media, accusations of tax evasion, and constant pressure to maintain perfection. Injuries threatened to slow him down. Critics said age would catch up with him. Fans questioned whether he could continue performing at the top level. His moves between clubs, from Real Madrid to Juventus, back to Manchester United, and then to Al Nassr, brought new challenges, new leagues, new teammates, new expectations. Yet every time people doubted him, Ronaldo turned adversity into fuel. He trained harder, reinvented his style, and adapted to every challenge, proving that discipline, preparation, and mindset can overcome almost anything. Through setbacks, controversies, and criticism, Ronaldo didn't just survive, he thrived, ensuring his empire continued to grow stronger every year. Cristiano Ronaldo's empire isn't defined by trophies, money, or fame alone. It's defined by discipline, vision, and an unrelenting pursuit of excellence. He wakes up early, he trains harder than everyone else, he sacrifices comfort, he treats his body, his mind, and his career like a business. Through it all, Ronaldo has shown the world that a boy from a small island in Portugal can rise to become one of the most influential figures on the planet. He turned talent into strategy, fame into influence, and passion into a global brand known as CR7. Cristiano Ronaldo's story is not just about football, it's about ambition, resilience, and building an empire from nothing. From humble beginnings to global superstardom to a billion-dollar legacy. This is the rise of Cristiano Ronaldo's empire.